It's Friday. I don't know. I guess to me, Friday has always seemed exciting because it represents this kind of block of time that you get to yourself. Like you get to, like you get to sleep in if you want to sleep in. Like, it feels like you don't have to answer to as many responsibilities as you normally have. And I kind of think of my lunch hour this way. Like my lunch hour is a time I take to myself, and I choose to work on this crazy little project. So hey, everybody, I'm Joshua. This is a series that I call my lunch break roguelike series. It is a series where I work on a project over my lunch hour. It started off life as a simple Python roguelike using the TDL binding for libtcod, and it has spiraled off into a Twitch playable roguelike that is becoming a lot of fun. It's actually starting to feel like a game, which is crazy. Which is also, I guess it's a good thing. If you want to know more about the project, you can find out. It's an open source project, I guess. So if you want to go to github.com/Joshua Skelly/lunch-break-rl, there's a source code there, and I think I've kind of fallen off of tagging. I apologize. I'll take a look real quick and see if I need to tag. Hey Bluestone, hey new obj. I think Dr. Kegel, you're looking in there. So hey everybody. How is everybody's Friday? Hopefully good. Hopefully it's all right. But yeah, let's take a look and see where we are at. Hey, Dr. Kegel. Log. I did not log. Yeah, so let me just do that real quick. Let me just do episode 38 was 2 days ago, so I'll just tag. Yesterday is 39, so git tag -a e39 -m episode 39. Git push tags. Oh, taking the kid to Legoland this weekend. Oh man, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, that sounds really rad. I guess is there a Legoland near us, I guess? Ooh, and hobby coding. Nice, very cool. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you end up doing. Even if it's not game related, I'm curious. Gunner Live says hello. Hey, Gunner Live. Oh, San Diego. Nice, very cool. Nice to get a little time away. Bluestone was swimming. It's always good to get outside, stretch your legs, stretch your limbs, breathe some air. Git log, see where we're at now, --1 line. Cool, so this is implementing the throw action interface. This was just a simple interface that we created to kind of set a series of methods that help define whether or not, hey Samcube, thanks for popping in, man, whether or not something can be thrown. So let's take a look and see. I wanted to clean that code up just a tiny bit. I was thinking about it last night, and there was a few changes I wanted to make. Yeah, I think kind of reflecting on it, I think the reason I can get so much done in an hour is because I spend a lot of time, like when I'm not working on the project, actually thinking about it. So when I come down to this with this 1 hour period of time every day, I really am ready to work, which is pretty nice. So this throw action, I think here, we had this whole this prereq for the action is the performer can throw and the target allows the throw and the util is next to. This really ought to be, this should probably just be inside the performer can throw, right? That just sounds just like something that the performer should check. So if we go to there, it should be entity can throw, I think. Right now it just returns true. But I should be able to just stuff this into that. And again, this way, if something can throw stuff without being next to it, it can override it and get proper behavior. So like if you could throw stuff with your mind or something, you don't have to necessarily be next to the thing you're throwing, right? So here I'm going to util site is next to return, and then this is on the entity itself. So self and this target thing is getting passed in. That should be sufficient. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, that should do it. Let's test this out real quick. Um, cool. Hey, Sam Cube. Yeah, no, yeah. Let's just play the thing, right? And I can talk folks through it. If this is your first time, this is the project I'm working on over my lunch. It is called, I call it Lunch Break Roguelike because it's a roguelike I build on my lunch break, because I'm, I guess, clever that way. But on the left here, we have a listing of all the entities, so the creatures and items that the players can see. On the right, we have a listing of the players. As you can see, there are no players joined right now. But this little thing down here in the bottom right indicates you can type !join to join the game. So I'll do that now. I'll type that into chat, and then I pop into the dungeon, and a kobold immediately has noticed me and is going to make my life hard. And then some of two of my lovely subscribers are jumping in to help me hopefully fight off these kobolds before I die. Yeah, cool. And let me snag that dagger because I need it. And let me run away like a coward. Cool. So yeah, so again, yeah, so you can see there are 4 of us in chat that have joined the game. I am the orange J. Dr. Kegel is the blue D. He's fighting this kobold down here in the middle. That blue stone is up here. Hades Dead is up here as well, fighting that kobold. And then Nuobj is running around in the same room as us as well. This less than symbol is the stairs up. So when you spawn in, you spawn close to it. Unfortunately, Dr. Kegel spawned in way over here, kind of in no man's land. But hopefully he can navigate to us. Man, he's really far away. That blue stone could knock down a wall and make it a shorter distance for him to travel. Hey, ManPat96, thanks for popping in. First time I've seen you in the stream. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. Yeah. So Nuobj, since the last time you were playing, I think my subscribers now get a random uncommon weapon. So you have a whip right now, and Bluestone has a pickaxe, and Dr. Kegel has a whip. Pickaxes are self-explanatory. Pickaxes can knock down walls. Whips are interesting because they have a range of 2. So if you can anticipate attack, you can attack them before they get to you. And also whips have a chance to disarm an enemy. So if an enemy is holding a weapon, you can potentially knock that out of their hand, which makes them less of an issue. ManPat96, who was here for the last one, but usually pretty quiet. Yeah, no. Also, feel free to jump in too. Yeah, like we're all pretty friendly around here, and we love seeing new players. It just makes the kobold slaughter all that more fun. But yeah, it looks like the old team is making short work of all the baddies, and Bluestone is tunneled through the wall there to the west. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I get it. There's a lot of blood down there in the middle, so there's a pretty nasty fight there. Cool. Yeah, so what to work on today? So my notes say that we have an issue with items being on doors, that they can never be picked up. So let's go ahead and fix that. I think that's just addressing how we sort the entities, and that should be okay. What else? I'm also thinking maybe about kind of enhancing the kobold AI. Right now they fight to the death, and in my brain, kobolds should be cowardly. So maybe when they're down to 1 or 2 hit points, they should just flee. They should switch their state to a flee state, maybe. So maybe we can think about that. So maybe I'll start working on enhancing that kobold AI. The Bluestone says add a level counter. That's an interesting idea. I'm kind of curious what the level counter would do. Is it just like a score, like a group score we're trying to get to? Right now the levels don't really mean a lot, but maybe when they do, I'll put more thought into that. I also thought it might be nice too that in between levels, maybe I show like a description of a weapon and kind of give like how the stats and stuff on it, maybe like some like flavor text on it. I thought that might be useful too, so we can like kind of like how Dark Souls does the loading screens. They give you a taste of what's out there. That might be cool to do. A boss fight every 10 levels. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Guest 504 says, how do I join? Type !join, just like in the bottom right of the screen. And you should pop in near the stairs in the top center there. Yep. There you go. You are the orange G in this top center room with me. So I'm the J and you're the G. Your health over here is 10 out of 10. And yeah, I think... yeah, those, man, Gusano Loco, you gotta watch out for those dagger kobolds. They tear you apart. So yeah, again, I think that's why I want to make them like if they're hurt bad enough, they'll flee, because I think that makes more sense. So let me go ahead and close this out, and let's start working a little bit. Okay, so I believe in our level scene, we have a sort entities. And what I want to do is I want to just also add a elif int.isInstance of item, and this should be down here. And let's do this. If it's an instance of an item, I want to return 1, 2, 3, and not int.isInstance of player. Because players are creatures, but not every creature is a player. So this would so this is kind of like a priority order for grabbing entities at a particular spot in the dungeon. So if you bump something, I'd rather you bump a creature at higher priority, then bump a player next, then bump an item, and then after that you can bump the doors and all that other good stuff. This should prevent us from getting items on doors that we can never pick up. Let's test that out real quick. Okay, so Guest 504 says, love this interactivity. Cool, thank you. Gusano Loco says, maybe have them call for help. I would love to implement a sound system, because right now we have a yeah, Dr. Kegel, if you want to step on top of the stairs up, drop your pickaxe and step off and see if you can pick it back up, that would be a good test of this. But yeah, no, Gusano Loco, I'd love to have like a sound system similar to how I have a sight system. So right now, every entity tracks all the tiles it can see at a given point in time, and then it checks those tiles to see if there's a threat. I'd also like to be able to have like some way of entities making an inquiry about the sounds they can currently hear and whether they think it's of interest to them or not. And then you could instantiate sound objects into the scene, which I think would be cool. And maybe that's a future Joshua problem. But yeah, I think it would add some really cool interactivity. Dr. Kegel, did my fix work, or is it just gone forever? Oh, is the drawing off? Try dropping it on the. Yeah, it might prioritize the state. Oh, there it goes. Okay. New object says, I like the idea of hazards like lava or fire spreading, flowing. There was a hazard to the players or a way to snuff out the kobolds in mass. Yeah, I would love to do a fire system as well. Brogue has a pretty cool way of like doing a fire propagation thing, and I would love to do it. Yeah, so that looks like that has sorted out the items no longer can be picked up once they fall on doors issue. Let's do that. Cool. So let me just commit this real quick. Get status. Whoa, what did I do? Get diff. Let's look at all these changes I made. Oh, this is me pushing the allow throw into the entity itself. and this is the level scene. So really, I kind of have two changes here. So let's do. So New Ob says, "What are my favorite true roguelike games?" That's really like a hard question to ask because I don't think I have any true roguelike favorites. Like I've never put a lot of time into Rogue or NetHack or Angband or Moira or Dungeon Crawl or ADOM. But the closest ones I've put into time into are Doom RL and Infra Arcana. Those are the two that are the most roguelike games that I like. Git add control. I think they're both really they're the ones that really kind of hooked me and got me playing. Doom RL is great. Doom RL is nice because it's really lightweight and it feels a lot like Doom. Like you can sidestep shots, and it has this. I think they used to have the sounds lifted from Doom. They probably changed that since then, but yeah, it's really nice. Infra Arcana is cool. If you like schlocky horror B movies and Lovecraft stuff, it is totally that. You play like this early 1930s, 1940s explorer, and you are infiltrating the cult of the Starry Wisdom in their church, and you go down in levels. And like what's cool about that is they have a sanity meter, of course, and like sometimes you open up a room and it's just full of like blood and gore, and your poor little sanity meter just like jumps up like a whole like half a bar. And every time your sanity meter maxes out, you pick up a new quirk. So sometimes one of those quirks is just like you begin to mumble uncontrollably. So like your character's always emitting sound, or just other crazy stuff can happen. It's really fun. It's really hard. Lots of cool systems interactions too. Git add -p. Yeah, no. Eldritch is really cool. I've not. What's the git add -p switch do there, Dr. Kegel? Git commit -m moving add j dependency check to entity. Git status, git add dot, git commit -m fixing items dropped on doors, git push. Gotcha. Yeah, sometimes I use wildcards if wildcards make sense for committing, but sometimes if I just pick and choose, it doesn't take too long. It probably opens up VI probably, or Vim. Cool. That Blueston says, "Am I excited for the eclipse?" Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I can't remember if I've ever seen a solar eclipse before or not. That should be cool. I think where I live, we're not going to get a total eclipse, but we should see something of an eclipse. Okay. Yeah, let's look at so this. So I want to now let's see if we can take a look at this kobold and get them to like want to preserve their lives instead of just straight up like sacrificing themselves. And what I have here is in the kobold brain, I'm using the state pattern to have just a basic state machine. And we just have two states. We have the idle state and we have the aggro state. Let me pop up in Photoshop real quick and I can talk about how that kind of works. And then I'm kind of maybe brainstorming some ideas on how it would potentially work. Hey Tyreek, thanks for popping in, man. How's life? Print A4, create. Image rotation. There we go. Default brush. There we go. Okay, so we have just two states right now. We have aggro and we have idle. And I think what drives them is just if they can see a threat or not, right? So we just have this one this one arrow here that says C threat. We transfer there. Similarly, here we transfer back to ourselves if we see threat. And then again over here we similarly like no threat, no no threat, and here no threat. It's pretty basic state stuff. And this is what we have. Let me kind of scribble this out. Yeah, this should all be pretty straightforward stuff. We'll have a for aggro and an I for idle. What I want to do is, let me think. I want to add another state. For say hurt, and maybe and we need transitions from both, so we need one here like is hurt, and then is hurt, and then here is hurt. Sorry about my handwriting. And then similarly here for threats and no threats, like so here I think also there should be is hurt, and so basically this should always stay in the hurt state as long as we're not hurt, which we should go back to idle. Not hurt. And the other ones, like for threat and not threat, we shouldn't care if we're hurt. We're trying to get away from whatever threat, and we could probably handle that within this state, I think. Because here we're idle, we see a threat, we go into aggro. Hurt should hurt ostensibly. Like we have like maybe. We have a C threat we should run. If we no threat, we should go back to the hurt state. I'm just trying to brainstorm like what makes sense, right? Because this, if we see a threat, we path to the threat. This one we just wander. And this one we want to either run or wander. So maybe, does it make sense to have like a hurt idle and a hurt aggro? Just to kind of mirror. Because this is what this is. This is a hurt run. What's kind of doing. It's like a hurt idle and a hurt run, or whatever the opposite of aggro is. And anytime we're not hurt, we should go back to. This also will be not hurt. Goes back to idle. Hey, Gusano Loco says they should steal potions nearby. I think not for kobolds. I think kobolds should be pretty dumb. They could wander into potions maybe, but I want to keep their AI pretty basic so we can kind of game them, and it's not a super hard challenge. I just don't want them to like mindlessly slaughter themselves. I want them when they get hurt to get away. But I think for more challenging enemies should have a way more complex state machine, but they should also like heal themselves and pick up weapons intentionally. But for now, I think, yeah, I'm thinking this hurt state and this hurt like flee state maybe. Flee maybe, flee. Is that the way to do it? Yeah, let me try prototyping this and see if I can um, get it going. I think that should be simple enough. Um, cool. So I think we need to on our default state. I think we need to. Let me see. This is our kobold state. We have a on threat spotted, on threat lost, on a state enter, on state exit. These are just transition things. We also need a we need to capture when we're hurt and when we're no longer hurt, I think. So def on try to think like on like hurt, wounded, wounded, something really bad. Dr. Hegel says nested states. I don't know about nested states. So I don't know. I don't want to implement something I don't know. On on critically hurt self and do I care about anything? Is it just a parameterless transition? And def on no longer critically hurt. So I'm trying to think. This get nearest threat. Ba, 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 ba. So I might have to have the cool to actually talk to its brain as far as yeah, let me try doing that. Let me do something like let me do I'm gonna override its current health as a property. And that way we can intercept changes to it. This is a getter. And we're going to have a self underbar current health. That should be fine. Or no, yeah, that should be okay, I think. Return self underbar current health. And we have a at current health dot setter, which takes a def current health, which takes a self, and it takes a. It's complaining about this too because my indentation is messed up. It takes a value, and this needs to be self current health equals value. But I'm putting it through a property so I can capture changes. So I know the next and the previous values basically. Hey Bird, thanks for popping by. Hey Zytraxian, hey. What's up? Cool. So then The Android version is way out of date for Delver. We won't be updating that until we finish the final 1.0 release, which we're pushing for. Cool, cool, cool. Here we go. Current health. So on the setter, let me see. If self dot underscore current health over self dot max health. Oh, let me see. Let me just do this. So current percentage equals self dot current health over self dot max health, and new percentage is equal to value over self dot max health. There we go. Yep, the next version of Delver will be the last big update we do, and it will be 1.0. So something like I guess let's say 25%. So if current percentage greater than 0.25 and new percentage less than equal to 0.25, we need to invoke def on critically wounded, critically hurt. I think that's what I called it. Self.brain.state on critically hurt, I believe is what I called it. And then I also need def on the opposite of that, no longer critically hurt. And then again, self.brain.state, brain.set state. Yeah, I need to be using that. Oh, no, I need to just call this. What is the right way to, what is the correct way to do this? So here I need to set the state. Or wait, no, I need to invoke this. I need to let the state know what's up, and then the state can handle the transition correctly. State dot no longer critically hurt. Yeah, because the state itself will handle the transitions. The brain doesn't need to know about that. It just needs to let the current state know what's up. Then they can do the right thing. Cool. So if the percentage was okay, and now we're no longer okay, self.brain dot critically hurt. If current percentage was less than equal to 0.25 and new percentage is greater than 0.25, self.brain dot no longer or on no longer critically hurt. Cool. That should handle that. Simplified chain comparison. What does this want? The comparison can be simplified. Curious. These shouldn't ever be the same, so I can do elif here. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, hopefully Delver does well. I mean, that is kind of a big part of my hopefully my ability to be an independent creator for a long period of time is what I'm hoping, and hopefully that is one of the things that helps me kind of get that going. Okay, so we need a kobold state. We need a. Let me just copy this, I guess. I don't need the transitions can be just for the states themselves. But we need a hurt state. So this is kobold hurt state. And we need a kobold flee state. And on the hurt state, on threat spotted, we need to flee. So let me see. I don't need these properties because these are provided by the base class. Get rid of that. Cool. I might not even need tick logic either. I can clean this up later when we're done. So when we're threat spotted and we hurt, we want to flee. So we're in the hurt state. Or actually, let's also add these transitions to. We get to the hurt from either action or idle, or aggro or idle, right? So so we need to add the on critically hurt state to these two. So kobold aggro state, on state enter, on state exit tick. And then here on critically hurt, we need to say self.brain.setState, and it needs to be kobold I think actually if we're aggroed and we're critically hurt, maybe we should jump directly to the flee state. I think that might make sense. So the kobold flee state. That's good. And then let's copy this and put it up here in this idle, the idle state as well. So there we go. Again, this one, the idle state, we need to go to hurt because we're not necessarily fleeing just yet. But we do need to say on the critically hurt for the hurt state, we need to go to the flee state. No, sorry, nope. On threat spotted. Because the hurt state, I think, is a no-op. I think when we're hurt, we stay in the hurt state. We don't care about that. Same for the flee state. We don't care about that either. When we're no longer critically hurt, we want to transition back to the idle state. So this should be kobold idle state. And then here, we're no longer critically hurt and we're fleeing, we should transition to the aggro state. There we go. On threat lost, we need to transition to just the old hurt state. What else? On threat spotted, we're already fleeing, so we don't care about that per se. On the threat hurts, on the hurt state, this is the non-aggro state, so we don't need that transition either. Let me see. So on threat spotted, no longer critically hurt. Let me see. I guess There might not be a lot of logic for the hurt state, really. I think the flee state's the more interesting one. So let me think about this for the time being. Well, let me just try. Let me just add some transitions. So on state enter. Um, so on state enter, and then instances or oh, weird. I don't do any printing from here. Let me just quickly do that, I suppose, just for testing purposes. Import instances, and then down here, I'm just going to have the kobold just say stuff when they transition states. So hurt state on state enter instances dot console dot print. This is mortally wounded. Format. And this is self.owner.display string. Is that a property or is that a? I think it's a property entity. Display. Yeah, it's a property. Cool. And then here. Feels the urge to flee. Okay, let's just make sure that these are actually happening how I think they're going to happen. Object has no attribute underscore current health. Okay. We init current health. Because it hasn't hit that in the constructor yet. Seems strange. And this is a getter or a setter? The setter. Yeah, I mean, I could. Yeah, I guess I can bump these up above the super call, which is kind of gross, but let me try that. Okay. Yeah, so let me hop in here and hurt some kobolds. Join. Okay. Why do kobolds have 10 life all of a sudden? Yeah. Max health is 4. Yeah, something's goofy here. I guess here in the setter I can say if not has adder self and current health. Underscore current or self underscore current health equals 0. We'll just set it to 0, I suppose. Then that should get reset. Max. Oh, because it's. Oh, geez. Trying to be too tricky for my own good, I guess. Brain is no longer critically hurt. Kobold brain on no longer critically hurt. What? Oh, yeah. Let me do this. I've done this in other places. Self dot is init-ing equals true. Self dot is initting equals false. And then if self is initting, just return. There we go. Because we don't want to do anything with the properties in the constructor. Join. At right. Crash. Kobold brain has no attribute brain. What? Oh. Self that state. Self that state. There we go. Debug. Join. MB 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Fleet state has no attribute owner. It should. Owner should be a property of the state. World state. Self.brain.owner, that should definitely be there. That should be defined right here. I need to call this super, don't I? That would be important. There we go. There we go. Join. Oh man, all kinds of errors. What do I got? Takes no parameters. What? Oh. For some odd reason, my brain is not working today. They need to be of type. They need to implement Kobold state. Yeah, so that way they're actually fully functional state objects. Join. Yeah, lots of copy and paste mistakes here, folks. Sorry. Yeah, Kobold feels the urge to flee. Nice. Um, so here, Gusano, let's not kill this kobold. Take him down to 1 health and then leave to see if he prints out the correct message. Yeah, if you flee, he should go from his flee state to his hurt state. Or not? Gusano. Um, yeah. I'll give him a moment to respond. Nope, that's not what I wanted to test. Because we should transition from hurt. Yeah. Join. Okay. Attack. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and if I leave, he didn't transition. So feels the urge to flee. On threat lost. Let me make sure I'm actually getting that. Join, leave, join, leave, join, leave. Come on. I want to pop on the other side of the stairs. Oh, he killed his buddy. Oh no. Join, leave, join, join, leave, join. I'm trying to get on the other side. I'm trying to get a kobold by themselves. Leave, join, leave. Come on, join, join. Maybe I can just run over here to the left. Okay, I want to get this kobold into a spot where he has the urge to flee. Then I want to leave. So they should be in the flee state and on threat lost. Where does on threat lost get called? On threat lost. Is it never called? On threat? Spotted. Seriously, what? Idle state? Somehow we where's the where are all the aggro states? If threat equals, oh, okay, so if there's a threat, so this is the kobold idle state. Yeah, we should probably push this into something that's outside the brain. So maybe in uh, um, maybe just in the base class of the brain. Tick. This maybe the brain can check for all this crazy stuff. Yeah. So threat equals self the brain to get nearest. So then threat equals self the brain dot get nearest. Threat if threat self dot on threat or self dot state dot on threat spotted, I think is what I wanted. And then I think that expects a threat. So threat. And then this should just be a target, not necessarily player. And then here what we need to do is instead of all this jazz needs to live down in here. Okay, so then on threat spotted, there we go. And then, yeah, so the brain check for threats. Okay, so then that should call that. We should still get to the whole on threat spotted, threat. Just tidying up these signatures. The initial implementation was assuming players, but that's not always the case, right? We could also be checking, like we could say, like if another enemy ever hurts another enemy, we add it to their threat list, right? And then we can check for that. But again, I don't want the kobolds to be super smart. Yeah, I wrote the API for the Twitch integration. If you're so interested, it's one of my GitHub projects. It should be github.com /Joshua Skelly /Twitch observer. I think probably 2 words. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's going to be a single screen experience. I'm trying to work within the limitations that I have. Let's test this out to make sure I haven't totally messed up things too bad. Make sure that cold brain has no object brain. So tick self. There we go. Again, another copy paste error, moving this from the state into the actual brain. So if I join in the laptop, what's this? Self.brain, fail next action. None type has no attribute fail next action. What? Why should that be a none? Why should that be a none? Join. I think also crash. Okay. Yeah, salty bets is a thing. Self.brain. Why is it none? Is the set state doing something bad? Because that call should have failed if we didn't. Cool. Set state. Oh, this might be doing it. I don't want to set the. Yeah, let's check that out. I think that might not be doing what I think it's doing. Join. Okay. So we'll step in here. Old state equals self.state. New state is that. If old state. And also let's add a. This is the kobold brain. So self dot owner dot brain. Step. Am I not setting the new state? New state brain, that's fine. State is new state. State. Self.state.brain is kobold brain. That's good. On state enter. Yeah, do all that jazz. That's fine. Oh, this is the idle state. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we're just. Yeah, I think that is goofy. Let me just for the time being comment out that cleanup because I was. This was kind of assuming that the transition would be the last thing we do. That's not necessarily the case. Join and be up. Okay. So step. Here we go. Run. Okay, so the aggro. Oh, they. Interesting. Okay, so something's wrong because they go on threat spotted, the aggro state. On state enter. That's when we play the flash. Yeah, the on threat spotted should do nothing once we get to the aggro state. That's strange. Join. Okay, let's see. So they are entering the aggro state, and this should be on threat spotted in idle. Oh, wait, why are we setting the state twice? That makes no sense. Let's do that. Let's, yeah. Again, I think it's a copy and paste error. We have our one breakpoint there. Join. Yeah, so as Bluestone is finding out, if you're a subscriber, you can add commands to the command bot. Cool. So state enter. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. And then we should be in the aggro state and their tick. If they can see threat, They have an aggro counter. Otherwise they, okay. Using the command add, it's only for subscribers. So like commands. Unless we crash the bot. Nope, bot's running. Command add. Let me see. I'm not sure what's up with my subscriber bot. I'll take a look at it. Bluestone. Are the I didn't check to see, are the kobolds aggroing properly? MB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is the on, yeah, so there we go. The aggros hits me. Hits me. They seem to be behaving okay. Gosal says, once they go on crit hurt, they just stop attacking. Yes, when they're critically hurt, they should be fleeing, but that behavior is not implemented yet. Yeah, so this kobold is critically hurt, and he feels the urge to flee, but he cannot flee. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm just cleaning up the state transitions here a little bit. So here, again, this state is checking if owner can see threat, which I guess is okay. This tracks a particular threat, but I need to generalize that for my other states, right? So let me try something like up here in, where do I check for my threats? Threat. I think it's in brain, maybe. Brain tick. Get nearest threat. Self dot current threat equals none. And then here self dot current threat equals threat. And then we also need to do, so if self dot owner dot nc self dot current threat, we want to say if we cannot see our current threat, self dot state dot on threat lost, I think. Is that what I called it? Threat on threat lost. On threat lost, it needs to know about self dot threat or current threat. I think should we clear that out once we call that? Maybe self dot current threat equals none. There we go. So this should be our deaggro call, which should call on threat lost. In this aggro state, so this is all about if we can no longer see our threat, and we are like the aggro counter allows us to only make a new choice every so often. So so what we can do here, maybe on def on threat lost, we can just say self.threat equals none. And then here, if self.threat and self.aggro counter less than 0. So this is our behavior to move towards cool. And then because right now they de-aggro as soon as they lose sight of you, and I'm not sure if they should do that or if they should try to pursue you a little bit. Let's make sure I haven't broken anything. But this should allow us to aggro and de-aggro kobolds. So that's what I'm going to try to do right now, is just to aggro and de-aggro kobolds and make sure that behavior is preserved. Because again, I'm correcting my little state machine here, so I'm more correctly using the hooks that have been provided. Kaboom. Self.threat equals none. Can't set attribute. Oh, I can't set it. It's a context thing. So self dot. Do I just want to be able to set it? Because we say context threat. Here we can just do it right here. Let me just do it. I was trying to use it that way. Property def or threat dot setter def threat self and value self dot context at threat equals value. There we go. That a shot. Join. MV left, MV right. Something's not right, because he keeps re-aggroing on me. Where's this aggro state? On state enter. Really? Why? On threat spotted. Aggro state. What is it? So this is on idle state. How does he get into idle state so fast? Set state. On state enter. Pick 9. Self.threat and aggro counter less than 0. Move 2. Threat lost already? What happened? Tick. So help that threat in aggro counter. Oh, I don't want to I don't want to transition out of this state if yeah. So that was a big change I made there. So if threat, if there we go. Yeah, that means something quite different. Debug. Join. Okay, so we're entering that state, which is expected. Okay. Okay, so now I am de-aggroing correctly, I think. And was it the same? Trying to observe what's going on here. Leave. Okay, he de-aggros, that's correct. Join, or join. Aggros. Feel like I can run away. He de-aggros. Okay, that seems to be preserving behavior. Yeah, let me go ahead and stop for the day. I've already gone over. So let me just let us play and see if I have any bugs. But yeah, I think we're okay. I'm just kind of cleaning up the state machine for my Kobold brain logic. So thanks for bearing with me. Let's just play for a little bit now. All right, let's just do it. Okay. And also, real quick, one change I want to make. Let's go ahead and look at our battle axe. I want to make it an uncommon weapon. Rare never seems to drop enough, so let's make that happen so we see more battle axes in our lives. Because that's what we really need is the battle axe, because that hasn't got enough love or testing. And I am in the middle of a bunch of kobolds. Oh yeah, I guess now what happens is they when they're critically hurt, they just stand there, and you can kill them. You have spam protection? There you go. Oh, looks like we got crash. What happened? None type is not iterable. Ooh, interesting. Brain perform action prereqs. Gotcha. Yeah, I'll keep sorting this out here real quick. Let me just stash these this, and we can play on. I'll straighten out the Kobold AI off stream. Let's just do git status, git stash, git status. There we go. Python app.py. So now we should be back to our ultra vicious kobolds. Join. There we go. Oh, careful of that bluestone. You're fighting. I guess you have a pickaxe, but you're fighting a You're fighting a kobold with a dagger. If that means anything to you. So nothing in that room. Uh, hey, Robo Jester. Okay, let me go do my outro since I'm over uh, over time. But hey, I'm Joshua. This has been Lunch Break Roguelike, where I work on a roguelike over my lunchtime. Um, it is fun. I really enjoy it. What else? I do this every weekday, Monday through Friday at noon. So this is the last time this week. Let me see. On Sunday, I'll be doing my Delver stream from noon onwards, probably noon to 2 is what I usually do for that. Next week is I'm going to do my subscriber stream. And if I remember correctly, I want to say PAX is this week. So I may do my subscriber stream Thursday. But again, at the beginning of the week, I'll send out a mail to my subscribers letting them know. So yeah, so my subscribers, they get access to the subscriber bot. They get preferential treatment in the game. They get a pretty blue color and some extra loot. They get a subscriber stream. So at the last Friday or whenever, like during the last week of the month, I will do a special stream for them. Anybody can watch, but it will be on projects of their choosing. So yeah, if you want to subscribe, feel free, please. That's a good way to, it's like a tip jar. It just lets you say that you like what I do and you want to see more of it. So I think with that, I will thank my subscribers personally, and then I'll be signing off. So in no particular order, it's New Obj, Dr. Kegel, Glass Casket TV, Nympheus, Codrake, Smith, A Literal Train, Nixrod, and That Bluestone. Thank you so much for supporting me. It means the world. Have a good rest of your week, and I'll see you either Sunday or Monday, depending upon. Take care, everybody.